Hello, my family, my fellow earth beings. Let's just take one more deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. We are in it, but we are in it together, so that is why I'm here, to remind you that whatever it is that you're moving through, you are not alone. You are never alone. This weird AI virtual reality that we're communicating through, it's not ideal, but it is better than nothing. I think we can all agree upon that. So I'm gonna use this technology and use this force, this sacred force, for good, because the force is neutral. We hear a lot of people demonizing these platforms and these companies are corrupt. There's a lot of corruption there. But at the end of the day, the force of connection and innovation and evolution, as far as technology is concerned, that force is neutral. And we can use it for good or for bad. You guys have seen Star Wars. Anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. Not at all. Maybe a little bit. Maybe I can tie that in full circle somehow. But my point of talking to you beautiful people today is because we are in unprecedented times. We are at the threshold. Today I'm recording this on Sunday, the 16th of July. Tomorrow we have a new moon in Cancer. Cancer is the first water sign in the wheel. Cancer is ruled by the moon. So when we have a lunation, a new moon specifically in Cancer, the moon aspect is even more dominant. And the qualities that are associated with the moon are emotions. Emotion. The moon affects the tides. It affects the water within us. It affects our moods. That's where the word mood came from, is moons, because the moon is always changing. Our moods are always changing. The moon is associated with the divine feminine. Cancer is the mother. And that doesn't have to mean that if you're a man or identify as male, that is not going to affect you. We all have feminine and masculine aspects within our bodies, and because we come from a man and a woman, right? We have both within us always. So these qualities, specifically with Cancer, are associated with motherly qualities. And what does that mean for you? What does your relationship with your mother look like? Everybody has that different definition as well. Not everybody has that sweet mom that makes you dinner, that is always asking if you're okay, how was school today, looking to coddle and comfort and nurture and give of themselves to feed, right? Like when we're babies, we're being breastfed by our mothers, literally giving of their own essence to keep us alive. That is what the Divine Mother is made for. Now, I know not everybody has that. So if you don't, maybe this is an invitation to look at that and to ask yourself, where is it that I need mothering? Where is it that I need to step into a reparenting process because my parent wasn't there for me? Where can I be my own parent and nurture myself in a way that is in alignment with the Divine Mother? And when we have a new moon, the moon is not in the sky. You can't see her. She's just gone. She's the dark moon. So we're being asked to go within, to go into a place where maybe no one else can see our process and what we're sitting with and sitting through. Right now, I'm out at a park, but I'm in a part of the park where it's very unlikely that someone else is gonna walk past me. So we can never truly hide ourselves away, right? The moon never stays hidden for long, but we can find time. We can find time to give ourselves that space, that isolation, and that just time with ourselves, time to recenter, recharge. So if you're in that right now, you're right where you need to be. The other thing that happens tomorrow is a little bit bigger than just another new moon. We have a new moon every 28 days. If you're not aware of the moon cycle, moves through a 28-day cycle, just like a woman moves through a 28-day cycle with her ovulation and menstruation periods. Again, why the moon is associated with the Divine Feminine. But tomorrow we have kind of a big deal happening. Something that only happens every 18 months. We have the nodes of the moon. Again, moon being involved here. Double moon whammy. The nodes of the moon are shifting. So what that means is that the moon has these points that we've calculated to be the nodes, the North Pole and the South Pole essentially of the moon. And it's going to be shifting as far as its relationship to the Earth, right? Those nodes have been in Scorpio and Taurus for the past 18 months. North node has been in Taurus. South node has been in Scorpio. And they're about to shift backwards. The nodes of the moon shift backwards. And we're going to be moving into Aries and Libra. So, what does that mean? What the heck does that even mean? It means that in the past 18 months, with the North Node being in Taurus, North Node represents what we as a collective and as individuals have been asked to take in, to consume more of, right? In Vedic astrology, the North Node is known as the head of the dragon. Rahu is another name for that. Ketu is the name for the tail of the dragon, and that would be associated with the south node. So what does the head do? Head has the mouth, and it is consuming and needs to take in something in order to nourish the body, right? We cannot just, maybe some of us can, and if you can, you're awesome, just take in air and photosynthesize our own food. We have to consume something in order to remain alive. So the head of the dragon is what we're consuming and what we're eating as a collective or as individuals. We can say that the south node, the tail of the dragon, the tail is going to be the butt, essentially. Whatever we're leaving behind, our body is done processing and we are letting it go. We are excreting that so that it's not within us any longer. So what does that mean? What does it mean to have Taurus and Scorpio in the north and south node? Taurus is associated with self-worth. Taurus is ruled by Venus. Taurus is ruled by the planet of beauty and value. Whatever we decide is valuable. Can we not all agree that our society puts an immense amount of value into what is beautiful? If you're not beautiful, sorry, you're not worth a lot. It's not right, but it's a thing, right? This sense of value, this sense of self-worth is a lot of the times dependent on whether or not you think you're beautiful or society thinks you're beautiful. That's why we have this whole body positive movement where we have decided that every single body, physical body, is beautiful. It has worth. I love that. It is the true essence of what value is, that we all have beauty within us, regardless of what we look like. Beauty is not just defined through physical aestheticism. It is within. So with this Taurus North Node, we have been reevaluating as a society and as a whole what is really valuable, what is really worthy. Okay? So I love that for us. I love how much we are shifting into a paradigm of everybody is worthy. You don't have to work for it. You don't have to get plastic surgery. You don't have to wear makeup. You don't have to do anything but be who you are, and you are worthy. So that's amazing, and that's been a great lesson that hopefully we've all felt somewhere in the last 18 months. And with Scorpio being in the South Node, Scorpio is obsession. Scorpio is intimacy. A lot of the times, the mundane astrology that is associated with Scorpio is just sex, because that is the deepest form of intimacy that we have as human beings. It is the most intimate experience that we can have in these physical bodies. But intimacy is not just sex. Okay? I think we all know that, but I want that to be stated here. Being a Scorpio stellium, which means I have a lot of Scorpio in my chart, I have been given that lifelong journey of learning what true intimacy looks like. So, as a society, when we're leaving and letting go of that South Node Scorpio, hopefully we are letting go of this obsession with sexualization, with over-sexualization, right? Hopefully we are coming into a deeper knowing of what it means to be intimate, what is worthy of being intimate with, right? What have we decided is worth, Taurus, North Node, our intimacy, Scorpio, South Node. And so with this shift tomorrow of Aries moving into the North Node and Libra moving into the South Node, we're going to take it a level further than that last 18 months just put us through. We are going to be asked to, Aries North Node, create a deeper level of intimacy with self, with our fire. Aries is a fire sign, the first sign of the zodiac. Cardinal fire. Very initiatory, very entrepreneurial, very pioneering energy, motivation, ambition, self-worth for sure, almost to the point where it can be too confident, overly confident, almost egotistical in a shadow sense. So what this Aries North Node is going to be asking of us is going to say, what have we decided we want to funnel our ambition, our fire, our soul fire to? What is worth our soul fire's energy, right? And so Libra in the South Node is asking us to stop with the people pleasing. It's asking us to put ourselves first, Aries North Node, and put other people's needs. They don't come before ours. They are included, perhaps, in the process of the whole, right? But we are not a self-martyr any longer in just the name of people pleasing. We have discovered that is not sustainable. Not anymore. So Libra is the first sign in the zodiac that is associated with relationship, right? The first part of the zodiac wheel from Aries to Virgo is kind of like this journey of the self, getting to know oneself. And then as soon as we hit that Libra, we start to learn what it means to relate to others. And since it's the very first one, maybe we don't quite know how to relate to others yet. Maybe this is the journey of, oh, there's another person involved, and now we have to do everything that they want. We have to please them because we've never been in a relationship before. We don't know how to please ourselves and the other. So we're just gonna make sure they're good, because if not, we might lose them, right? Codependency. Maybe lacking in our own self-worth to a point where we think if we don't have these people in our lives, we lose our worth, which is not true. Not true. It's not true. Don't believe it. Don't believe the lies that capitalism's going to be a big one in this whole next 18-month cycle. But capitalism wants us to believe that if we don't self-sacrifice enough, we have no worth. None at all. If we don't break our backs in our 9 to 5, in our job that definitely might not serve us as much as it serves someone else, if you want to be honest about it, it probably doesn't. How many of us are lucky enough to say that we work for ourselves? I am lucky enough to say that to some extent. My job still is serving others, but I at least can say that I'm not clocking in to some CEO that's sitting back collecting all the money while I take breadcrumbs, which is what a lot of us are in that situation right now. So if you're in it right now, that Aries North Node is telling us it's time to move on. It's time to stand up and to know our worth and to walk the fuck out. Sorry, not sorry. But Aries is ruled by Mars. We just came from a North Node in Venus, which is the divine feminine, and now we're moving into a North Node that's ruled by Mars, the divine masculine. The divine masculine knows its worth. It knows when to say when. It knows when to walk away from whatever's not serving you, from whatever's not serving the collective. The divine masculine is supposed to be the leader, the initiatory, the penetrative energy that leads society into a more holistic, basically feminine and masculine together, holistic way of living. We're supposed to be able to trust the divine masculine because we can know that it is doing what's best for the whole. Not just doing what's best for itself, it's doing what's best for the whole because it's the protector. It's the divine protector. So, time for us to be the divine protectors of our own energy, of our own spiritual fire, of our own dreams and ambitions, and put them into real, concrete 3D action. Something that is tangible, something that we can hold and say, look at the work that I've done. Look at the action that I've taken to bring the spiritual, the ether, into the physical. Sometimes we need others on our journey to help us with those actions. Sometimes we don't. And if you were to ask me what the next 18 months is going to look like, it's going to be a lot of you and yourself hanging out, having a party, getting to know each other, getting to know what your needs are, getting to know your own inner dialogue, getting to be able to really hear it, getting to find out how strong you are by yourself without anybody else's help. If we had a society full of strong, independent, self-sustaining people, whoa. What would that mean for us as a community if we came together? What would that mean if we all found out what our needs were and were able to articulate that and were able to take action on our own behalves in order to get there, in order to get ourselves to a point that is happy, that is at peace? We would have a crazy awesome collective of beings. We do have a crazy awesome collective of beings, but that's what the medicine of Aries has for us as a collective right now for the next 18 months. Where can you meet your own needs? Where can you, no one else, where can you take your life into your own hands and say, yeah, I am in control. I do have the power to walk this path that maybe no one else ever has before. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It is the pioneer. It is the trailblazer. So, I know we're all tired of going it alone, but that's what I said in the very beginning. We are not alone. We are never alone. Yes, this medicine of Aries is calling for us to take some time, separate ourselves, go within, sit with our shit. Sit with our shit so that we're not spewing it on other people that we know are people pleasers, that will take our shit and maybe never know when to say when. None of us want to be that guy. We don't want to be the guy that's spewing or the guy that's taking it on, right? I think we can all agree upon that. So let's look at the fire in Aries and the water of Cancer. What does that do? What happens when we turn the fire on the stove on a cup of water or a pot of water? You wait long enough, you turn up the heat high enough, that water starts to dance, starts to move, it starts to transform into steam. So we can look at that as the fire, the ambition, the action that we take on behalf of our own needs and of our own soul's fire. And it can act as a catalyst and as an alchemy tool to transform the water, our emotions. Maybe we've had some really heavy emotions lately. I know I have. Shoo-wee. And you don't just have to be a water sign like I am to get honest with yourself about the density of emotions that we have been experiencing lately as a collective. The emotions may have been feeling stuck and stagnant, like this pond of water that has nowhere to go. It's just sitting there. And the longer it sits there, it builds more mold and algae and bacteria and becomes toxic. So this fire can come in and we can turn up the heat and turn our stuck, stagnant emotions and transmute them into steam and let it go back to air, right? Air is weightless. We can turn this heavy weight, these emotionally heavy things that we've been moving through, and we can let them get lighter. We can turn them back to the ether, where once again, the cycle continues, right? Oh, pardon me. Woo! And even so, right now, I understand this subject matter is heavy. So give yourself some grace. I would suggest for this new moon, we all take some sort of ritual with water. And even if it's just washing your hands in a different way that you normally do, with a different intention, and with maybe just taking the water that we drink and whispering some pure intention into it, even just saying I love you to this water infuses it with those codes. It infuses it with that new molecular structure. Not really sure how common that knowledge of water has memory. Water can literally change its structure when we speak to it, when we put words on our water bottles. Just taking time to work with water. Even the water within our bodies, guys. We are up to at least 70% water, if not more. Someone said the other day they don't like water. What? Hold up. Back up. We are water. Mostly water beings, all of us. So even if we just take time to acknowledge that alone, that simple fact. For me personally, I'm sitting here next to this body of water in our local park that is just down the street from where I live now. Feeling so grateful to live so close to a place that brings so many people healing in the middle of the city. I knew I needed to record this near some water. And I know that I'm going to... Normally I would take a ritual bath. So that is my intention right now, is to do a bath with my my Epsom salts and my coconut powders and possibly some flower petals. It doesn't have to get crazy, right? Even if you're just taking a shower, anything with water, putting that intention of cleansing yourself of any stuck, stagnant energy would be quite serving right now. So that is my suggestion. If you prefer to work with fire, candle magic, smoking of sacred herbs, if you're hopefully using that sacred intention as well with that. If you do choose to use fire in some way, please be mindful and have some water right there next to it. Just in case things get hairy, right? It's almost like you can't have fire without water. Because at some point, fire's gotta go out. And that's the quickest way to put out a fire. Is just pour water on it. Not sure why I'm yawning. I slept 10 hours last night. I'm actually pretty sure I know why, because this, like I said, this subject matter is dense and heavy, and it takes a lot for someone like me or anyone to talk about this stuff. Energetically, it's heavy. So if you've stuck around through this video thus far, good for you. You're awesome. You're amazing. And you clearly have a desire to learn more about the energies that we're moving through so that it can benefit you in a way that helps you. That's the intention with astrology, is so that we can understand and be aware of these energies so that it can assist us through our process of dealing with it. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And I am grateful to be able to share a fraction of this knowledge with you guys. There is so much more to be said about what energy we're moving through right now. There's so much, but without going too crazy in the astrological terminology, I wanted to at least say what I've said today. That's the bare minimum of what we all should be aware of that we're coming into this coming week. The 17th, tomorrow, is going to be when both of these things happen. I'll hopefully be able to make another video coming up for the 22nd, because that's going to be another huge day. So really, like I said, there's so much more to be said, but for now, we're at 38 minutes, so I'm going to wrap it up here and just go ahead and open it up for anybody who has any questions. Please leave your comments or questions in the comment section below. And just please be gentle with yourself. The Mars energy can be very aggressive. But we're still in Cancer season, guys. We are still sensitive little light beings that we're water. What? You can't punch water. What are you can't do that. So just remember to have grace through your process. Be present with your experience as best you can. We are water, so please take extra care to hydrate and to maybe just deepen your relationship to water right now. So much more to be said about that as well, but I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. So grateful for this community, so grateful for the technology to share this with people all over, wherever you are. I see you, I love you. Sat Nam.